Forget spunking out a cool grand on the latest iPhone or Galaxy if priority one for you is a decent camera. These days you can get a sharpshooter absolutely packed with great features like 4K video recording and that indispensable portrait mode for less than a third of the cost of those big boys. And here's our favourite 2018 wallet-friendly smartphone shooters. Oh, and please do hit that subscribe button and ding that notifications bell for more on the latest and greatest smartphones and their camera tech. Cheers! Sony Xperia XA2. One of Sony's best affordable phones of recent times is the Xperia XA2, which delivers some pretty decent specs, all wrapped up in a nice premium design for under 300 quid. And one of the best features is definitely that 23 megapixel rear mounted camera. Our test photos were, in a word, bloody lovely. Every shot is crammed with detail and accurate colours that really pop off the screen. Even in tricky lighting conditions, the Xperia XA2 punches well above its weight thanks to Sony's excellent superior auto mode. Plus, that supremely fast autofocus means you'll never miss a key moment. You can shoot Full HD video at up to 60 frames per second for hyper-realistic results, or even bump the resolution right up to 4K for a more detailed finish. And Sony's steady shot image stabilization tech makes for some smooth looking video, even at that Ultra HD setting. No motion sickness when you check out your footage on that 60-inch telly. Selfie lovers will also enjoy the 8 megapixel wide angle front facing camera, complete with palm gesture shutter action. However, there's no kind of screen flash feature, so you're a wee bit stuffed when it comes to dimly lit bars and at night time. Moto G6 Plus. If you're looking for some of the best cheapy smartphone tech of 2018, then look no further than Motorola's Moto G6 family, and when it comes to the camera tech, there's no doubt that the G6 Plus is the big daddy of the bunch. Now at first glance there's not much difference between this and the standard Moto G6. You once again have a dual lens snapper with primary 12 megapixel lens plus a 5 megapixel secondary lens for those essential portrait shots. However, the beefy G6 Plus camera boosts the specs in other areas, serving up a wider f1.7 aperture and dual pixel autofocus to replace that PDAF tech. So what does that guffins actually mean? Well, that wider aperture lens means that the Plus performs better in low light, capturing less grainy photos with more colour detail. And secondly, the use of dual pixel autofocus means faster focusing, as every pixel is used in the process rather than just a small percentage. Again, this is most evident in low light situations. But the G6 Plus performs beautifully in any conditions, even in high contrast scenes. As for video, the G6 Plus can shoot up to 4K resolution movies, a jump over the standard G6 which can only manage Full HD at up to 60 frames per second. The lens adapts immediately to any changes in focal distance to keep your subject nice and sharp. Once again, that dual pixel autofocus proven a superstar. And those Ultra HD results are glorious, although the digital image stabilization is understandably limited. On a bit of a tighter budget? Well, the standard vanilla Moto G6 is still a blinder at just a smidge over 200 quid. It still provides Instagram worthy pics with zero effort. Lovely stuff. Huawei P20 Lite. Now Huawei is surprisingly producing some of the best smartphone camera tech of 2018 so far, and some of that camera smarts is trickling down to the more affordable models as well, such as the Huawei P Smart and this little bleeder here, the P20 Lite. At 279 quid, it's a damn sight cheaper than the standard P20, and while the camera tech obviously isn't quite as good, it's still decent for the price. The P20 Lite serves up a primary 16 megapixel f2.2 lens, backed by a basic 2 megapixel shooter with f2.4 aperture. Conspicuous by its absence is that Leica branding, and we certainly weren't expecting stellar results before we started snapping. All the same, the portrait mode produces good looking shots of your bestie, and our other everyday snaps all look nice enough to share online, as long as the lighting conditions don't get too dim. You get pretty much all the usual Huawei camera features packed in there too, from the funky portrait mode to the move and pictures toggle to bring your gallery to life. Full manual controls are always a plus, and basically there's bugger loads of other options for you to piddle about with. Honor 7X. Honor handsets tend to serve up some decent Huawei dual lens camera tech for a slimmer asking price, and the Honor 7X is no different. Here you get a 16 megapixel primary shooter backed by a 2 meg snapper, just like the P20 Lite, and it's no surprise to see the same strengths and weaknesses on board. The Honor 7X's camera can shoot up to Full HD video, and once again it's absolutely packed with special features. These include the wide aperture and portrait modes, which do a fine job of capturing your subject and making them look all glamorous, with some funky background style bokeh effects. For your everyday shots, the camera certainly holds up well, especially with the manual controls for those who demand them, although low light photography is a struggle and image stabilization while recording video could admittedly be improved. So that right there is just a small selection of some of our more favourite affordable smartphones packing some really smart camera tech in 2018. If we missed off your particular favourite, don't forget to let us know in the comments below, and please do give us a subscribe and ding that notifications bell to hear more about the latest and greatest smartphone tech. Thanks for watching everyone.